It's in the air and he's gone. Yes, the ball bouncing. It might be that leg. Well, that's what Pascoe was looking for. A short ball there, badly played by Chetan Chauhan, lobbing up into the leg trap, and that's the end of Chetan Chauhan, and a big strike quickly for Australia.
Chetan Chauhan, the success of the Indian first innings in Adelaide, finding a ball lifting from just short of a length into that short leg position, and quite a simple catch. And Chetan Chauhan not playing that all too well, as you can see, flinching and scooping the ball up into the air and being caught by Yardley there at backward short leg.
It's in the air for a second there, but placed away between fourth slip and gully. Well, I don't know whether it was placed. It went away off the edge of the bat down to the boundary. There's no one down there because Greg Chappell has got a very attacking field.
It's a very hot ground, perhaps the hottest in the world. I think if it is a warm day, really saps your energy.
It's good delivery, and he's out. Well caught. Beautifully judged by Border at second slip. Waited for the ball to come to him. And Vinsaka's out on a wicket for Dennis Lillee. 2 for 22.
Dennis Lillee concentrating around that off stump as he has done all season to the Indians. Just moves it away off the seam. A very good delivery and a good catch by Allan Border. The ball always coming pretty low in Melbourne. You're up fairly close. It's a good catch as India lose their second wicket with the total on 22.
Well bowled. That's a splendid piece of bowling from Lenny Pascoe. Good sharp catch there to Kim Hughes. But Gavaskar, I don't think, did anything wrong there. It was just a fine piece of pace bowling from Lenny Pascoe. 3 down, India.
Gavaskar trying to survive to lunch, but not much he could do about that beautiful delivery from Len Pascoe, just plugging away short of a length, letting the wicket do the rest, and a good sharp catch by Kim Hughes.
The Indians struggling at 3 for 43. Then the hero of Sydney and Adelaide, Sandeep Patil, joined vice-captain Gandappa Vishwanath to try to steady the Indian ship.
It's a good shot. There's no one in the outfield. Up comes the 50 for India.
A calculated shot by Sandeep Patil.
There's Vishwanath's cut coming in again. Walters the fielder.
Well run by Sandeep Patil. She was only looking for 2, but Sandeep threw very quickly and calling him through for that 3rd run. So Sandeep Patil is on strike, only 5 minutes to lunch. An important little session this, and look how far Sandeep Patil bats behind that front line.
And there it goes. It's all vacant out there. No problems for the batsman. And I would think that Greg Chappell will have to give Yardley a man out there.
What a shot. Straight down the ground. Beautiful shot by Sandeep Patil. Wasn't a bad delivery from Dennis Lillee. Just short of a length, but Sandeep Patil in superb form. Get that shot off the back foot. Quite a quick outfield here at the MCG.
He's at the square drive. It's misfielded to cover. Chance for running at the bowler's end. This is tragedy for the throws. A terrible one from Bruce Yardley. Dear, oh dear. Patil backing up. Vishwanath asleep. Confusion. And a second-rate throw. Dennis Lillee trying to peg back Richie Benaud in the wicket stakes. Greatest wicket taker ever for Australia. Benaud with 248. Dennis Lillee picking up one this morning, 244. The list is led by Gibbs and then followed by Truman. As we mentioned earlier this morning, Freddie Truman 50 yesterday. And what a great average, 21.57, 307 test wickets.
Once again, the Indian middle order collapsed to the Aussie paceman.
Goes the hook and he's out. Yes, well bowled, Dennis Lillee. Kept it up. He's dropped one in short. Good thinking, obviously. They've been talking, Marsh and Lillee, and it fell for the trap. Kills out. It's a great bouncer. Not that short. Going for the hook shot and falling for the trap.
An impetuous reaction here from Patil, who is a very impetuous type of batsman. And there he is, caught by Hughes, and what an irony that is, because Patil and Hughes are much of the same type of batsman, both fearless and going for their strokes, and Patil very unwise in playing that stroke when the hook shot was never on. He didn't get inside it, and he played the penalty.
Put it back, it's gone, yes! The red cutter. Dennis Lillee, what a bowler. Fine delivery. Yashpal committed to play. What a touch, a beautiful piece of bowling. Great exponent of the red cutter.
And this took Yashpal completely by surprise. Fresh to the crease, not expecting the ball to move as much as that. In fact, we haven't seen many of Dennis Lillee's leg cutters go that far in the after-lunch period. This time he made it go. Yashpal followed it with an open face, got the outside edge, and he's on his way to the pavilion.
Nicely timed, beautifully placed, and 4 runs. Good footwork, that. And that's a good example. Well, it wasn't LBW, but Kim Hughes has taken another catch. Lenny Pascoe has 3, and it's 6 for 115, and the Indian innings is in tatters. Pascoe and Lillee.
Once again, Kapil Dev going a long way across, just flicking that off his pads and straight to Kim Hughes.
It's the flipper, but too short. And harshly dealt with by Kiamani. Takes 4 runs from it. And it's 6 for 126.
Oh, that's in the air, and that's a marvellous delivery by Pascoe. That one rearing up. What a fiery delivery, and Vishwanath very lucky to get away with that. He got a glove to it, I think, and over the top of Marsh's head. Great delivery from Len Pascoe. Vishwanath looked as though he had him covered early in the over, and then Pascoe producing this magnificent delivery, which caught Vishwanath completely off guard. Put the gloves on the way through, and a disappointed Rodney Marsh. Well, that's cut away, and Vishwanath's always been pretty strong in that area. And once again, getting that ball off the middle of the bat, it was a little bit uppish. Would have had the desired result. Vishwanath very severe on anything that's short and just outside the off stump. And see if we can pick up this time the roll of the wrist over the top of the ball. There it goes, and once again there's a big appeal. He's given him out. Yes, it succeeded for him. A magnificent leg cutter. The ball pitching just around the bat off stump, perhaps just outside, leaving the bat, finding the edge of Kiamani's bat and going through to Rod Marsh. What a fantastic bowl. And perfectly described Tony Gregg. We watched Dennis Lillee come in. He was working on that seam, and over go the fingers, and the ball pitching, just cutting away from Kiamani, finding the outside edge, and look at the jubilance in Dennis Lillee as he goes down the wicket. The same old combination. Caught Marsh, bowled Lillee. In effect, once again, the Syed Kiamani makes his way back to the pavilion, and India now 7 for 164.
At tea, the Indians had struggled to 7 for 170, and Greg Chappell's gamble seemed to have paid off, but Vishwanath and his 3 tail-end partners weren't nearly ready to hand the Aussies their wickets on a plate.
Oh, neat. Lovely stroke. Super little sweep shot that to beat Lillee behind square. So first the square drive and then a great sweep.
Over the years, cricketers just seen so many batsmen lose their wickets on that particular number.
Not to be today. It's a fine shot. Pulling a short delivery through mid-wicket. 4 to the fieldsman, but that's 4 runs, the longest part of the ground. A fine shot. This one up to 91.
Bad delivery by Jim Higgs. And Vishwanath putting it away to perfection. Just rolling the wrists, hitting it straight into the ground. The placement was there, and that takes him into the 90s. He moves on to 91.
It's well placed, beats Yardley at cover point. Oops, there's a run out on. The throw's got the bowlers and he's gambling. Yes! Well, the man was trying to get extra run for his vice-captain. He was sent back. Vishwanath rather slow between the wickets. Couldn't blame Garvey on that occasion, I don't think. Looking for the run that was possibly there. He's run out without scoring.
And the fast outfield there, part of the cause of this run out. The ball just running away from Yardley, and Garvey thought there was 3 in it. Vishwanath never thought there was 3 in it. And Jim Higgs taking the ball in front of the stumps. The throw from Greg Chappell certainly would have hit the stump. And Garvey easily out of his ground. And quite a simple decision for Rex Whitehead to make.
Oh, just short. Well stopped. Kicks him at the non-striker's end border. Second slip, the end of the over.
And Dennis Lillee, that last delivery, just terrorising the slips once again. Just short of Allan Border. Not quite getting there.
Oh, what was that? That was a 3-bouncer. And Yardab's put that away through cover for 4. That's a bad ball, that's put away for 4. Vishwanath on to 99.
Now he's got his chance. Just a quick glance around at the field. Takes up his position, and he's on 99. The field in very close, looking to cut off that single.
And he finds a gap, beats cover, and that's 4 runs and well played, Vishy. A fine hand. Came in when the score was 2 for 22, showed a lot of courage and some glorious stroke play. A generous round of applause, standing ovation for the outer, and a lot of courage in that century. Been struggling all summer. Hit back with a magnificent 100.
Chanceless innings by the Indian vice-captain, and couldn't have come at a better time. The Indians were struggling, and 103, his 12th Test century, his first one on Australian soil.
Good innings from Vishwanath. He's on strike now.
Oh, and it's a no ball. Pascoe's disappointed. And Vishwanath has brought the crowd in by pretending to go.
Well, Pascoe has a wry sort of smile on his face.
And that's typical of his footwork today. Good, sensible stroke, that, no outfield. And that's out, I'd say inside edge. Inside edge on a pad and on to slip. That's the way it seemed to be from here. Whether Vishwanath is entirely delighted about it, I don't know.
He doesn't appear to be, but he's rather unemotional. Perhaps we can judge the better. And this ball from Yardley turning and clipping the pad. It almost seemed that that ball passed between bat and pad. There might have been the faintest of edges onto the pad before it went to slip. It's difficult to judge. So Vishwanath is out, and the 9th Indian wicket has fallen with 230 runs on the board.
That's one hit away very well by Yadav. He's limping. He got hit on the foot a little while ago, and he's timed that one beautifully for 4 through extra cover. We'll get back to that in a minute. No, he won't. He's gone. He's holed out at mid-off. Doug Walters taking the catch there, so Yardley striking again, his second wicket. And once again, Dilip Doshi tried to smash that ball down the ground and really not timing it very well. And, of course, holding out to Dougie Walters at mid-off.
So a brave effort by the Indian tail to keep the Australian attack at bay, while Vishwanath scored his century with a little support from Patil and Kimmani. The top order once again allowed the bowlers an early look at the middle order batsmen, while for the Aussies the new ball did most of the damage, with Lillee and Pascoe once again among the spoils. Wood and Dyson survived till stumps, although I doubt either would have slept too well after seeing what the wicket had done on the first day. After scratching their way to 30 in just over an hour, the wheels very nearly fell off for the Australians.
There's a neck and there's a huge appeal, and he's given him out. He's gone. Dyson caught behind off the bowling of Kapil Dev, and the Indians have broken through.
That was a good piece of cricket. A wide ball that Dyson chased. It was very wide, as you can see. Dyson playing very square towards the offside. And that, to me, looked almost as though it didn't carry.
It got there right, Frank, but only just, and I think that reflects how low this wicket is. But a good catch there by the wicketkeeper Kimani, diving forward, taking it, and John Dyson on his way out for 16, the score 1-4-30. He's taken guard now, asking the umpire how many balls to go in Kapil Dev's over. In fact, there are 3, Irving Rosewater tells us. So Greg Chappell now on strike. Still 3 slips, a gully and a leg slip. And a big appeal there for LBW. Chappell on the front foot.
How often this has happened to Chappell in the last few innings that he's played. He's shown a certain nervousness and been wrapped on the pads quite frequently. But this time, the fact that he went down the wicket undoubtedly saved him.
Wood in the air, and Doshi's there. Will he catch it? Yes, he's done it. He's out, and Wood playing that shot. He's tried on a few occasions today, and the Indians clearly onto him in that area. Kapil Dev tried him, and that time it was Carson Garvey whacking one in short and Wood holding out.
My word, what a bad stroke this was from Wood. It was wide of the off stump. It was too high. And he obviously had no control over that ball as Doshi comes across to take the catch.
With the 2 openers sitting back in the pavilion and Chappell himself seemingly lucky to still be there, the 2 team leaders decided attack was the best form of defence.
Good shot. It was an even better stroke than the first one. Ball perhaps didn't quite get up as much as we would have expected, but he hit it beautifully square of the wicket.
Late deflection, it's away for 4 runs, but more luck than good judgment. A good delivery from Kapil Dev. A last-minute jab by Kim Hughes.
Doshi to Kim Hughes.
Fine shot. Beautiful placement by Hughes.
Kim Hughes always eager. Dance down the wicket, very nimble on his feet. Feels that this is one of the best ways of countering a good spin bowler. Once again comes charging down, 2 steps down, right down to the pitch of the ball.
Tice is used to sweep and he does it well. It's a fine. That's the end of the over. That's in the air, and he's caught him! What a great catch, and what a filthy shot the last over before lunch. That's unbelievable, Kim Hughes. Chauhan took the catch, but charging before lunch, and Greg Chappell storms off, and you should hit the ground, Kim Hughes. Far too often we've seen this, and the 3rd wicket falls at 81.
What an irresponsible shot coming from the Australian vice-captain. Just in the last over before lunch, we've seen him play some careless shots in the limited over matches. And what a great catch by Chauhan, coming across to his left-hand side, and he holds it high. Held it up, showing that he had caught it. A magnificent catch, and good piece of bowling by Yadav.
Hughes out in the shadows of their lunch break, and the Indians were no doubt happy with their work and would have eaten fairly heartily, you'd imagine. Chappell had gone to the break with a leg injury, and that was hampering him, but he returned for the second session with a willing ally in Allan Border.
A good shot by Border, straight down the ground. That's a beautiful shot. Straight drive off the meat of the bat. And running away down towards the side screen for 4. It's a good shot from Allan Border, driving and beating Kapil Dev there at mid-off. That one was again well-timed and hit with a lot of authority through the extra cover field.
I don't think Shivlal Yadav will be too pleased about that. It was a very ordinary attempt to save that ball. It's a delightful stroke. I don't think that would have done his injured thigh muscle any good.
Good delivery from Yardad. Greg Chappell just going over with his weight, and that thigh there, that groin, just caused him a lot of problems there and a lot of agony on the face.
Great stroke. Splendid way to bring up the half-century for Greg Chappell. A great shot, that. Perfectly positioned, good footwork. And the timing that time, impeccable.
Border beautifully off the back foot, taking advantage of the short pitch delivery. Four, and well placed. The change of Gavaskar bringing on Chow is not paying off, allowing some easy runs for Border and Chappell. Chappell 71, Border 47.
Kapil Dev to Chappell.
Chappell driving that time and driving well too. Doshi after it, chasing it away down to the deep mid-off boundary, running past it and then picking it up and bowling it in. Ghavri to continue in his left-arm orthodox fashion, following the spinners from round the wicket to Chappell.
Straight back to him, Sadio is gone. Caught and bowled by Ghavri. Well, my goodness. Chappell losing concentration for just a half second there, smashing it back down the ground. And Ghavri never at any stage looked as if he was going to drop that.
Very nonchalant take by Ghavri, and most unusual shot from Greg Chappell, who's battled very hard here at the MCG. Ball was up there to be driven, but not quite to the pitch of the ball. And Ghavri, just as a matter of fact, just putting the hands down and throwing it into the air. And it's the end of Greg Chappell, and certainly a good breakthrough for the Indians, and coming not through the pace bowling of Ghavri, but by him bowling his left-arm orthodox spinners. A most unusual method of dismissal for Greg Chappell.
With his captain out and Border on 49, Dougie Walters strode to the crease, hoping to keep the scoreboard ticking over.
Border down the pitch and he's got it. That one played down towards mid-off and nearly a collision there between Allan Border and Dougie Walters. The crowd cheering, and a good half-century by Allan Border.
Very good workmanlike half-century to Allan Border. Hasn't been easy out there.
And just to prove my point, there goes the ball. Hit with the spin by Walters away through the mid-wicket area to end that over from Yadav with the total at 4 for 210.
Down to third man for 4 runs. Fine shot by Border. Beautiful player square of the wicket.
Doshi to Walters.
Oh, that's Walters at his best, giving himself some room, cutting square. Warrior shot. Into the over. He's out. No, he's not out. Well, a lot of noise. Ghavri can't believe it. There was a bit of ground. Umpire Whitehead not moved. Wasn't a lot of support by the Sips then.
Ghavri pitching wide of the offside there, and I would say that that has come off the rough, moved away, and I would think that Allan Border has hit the ground with his bat. Certainly a puff of dust there, and I would imagine that that was what the noise was all about.
And he deflects through the gully. He moves on to 95.
When stumps were drawn on the second day, the Aussies were 35 runs ahead with 6 wickets in hand, and Allan Border was just 5 runs short of a Test century, while Walters looked to be in for a long innings. So what had begun as a good day for the tourists finished up a real struggle, as they found it difficult to root out the Australian batting. Day 3, and all eyes were on AB as he went to the middle in search of 5 runs to complete the ton.
The drive, and he's got it through the gap, and I think they'll get 3 here. This will be his 100. It's a fine shot. It's rolling away out towards the boundary, and it's going to be 4. So Allan Border century. And what a good century it's been when you consider that he's had a tough season. The crowd there on their feet applauding what has been a very, very good knock by him. Fighting every yard of the way. 101 to Allan Border.
I'd say they're clear off the bottom edge of the bat. 4 more to Walters, and it's Dougie Walters' half-century. Not played too many false strokes out there. It's been a good performance. Doshi to Border. It's a good shot. Couldn't place it any better than that. Great piece of cricket that from Border. Nothing wrong with the delivery. Splendid piece of batting.
Beautiful piece of footwork there by Allan Border, jumping down the wicket, making it into a half volley, and then placing it absolutely perfectly between mid-wicket and deep mid-on.
Shivlal Yadav now to Allan Border. Well, they're appealing for Bowl there. Well, Shivlal's appealing. Didn't see much from Kiamani. Have a little look at it now.
Well, that's definitely bounced off the keeper's pads.
Border is given out. Given out bowled. And the umpire at the bowler's end was quite right. He couldn't possibly have seen it, and he needed to refer it to the umpire at square leg. No great excitement there, but we'll have another look at the side-on shot in a moment. And I think you'll see that the ball strikes the leg stump very faintly, but it does strike it. No question that that is out bowled, and the umpire at the bowler's end did the right thing. And there's 4 more to go under those. That was a very good stroke. Perfectly positioned to work the ball away in front of square leg, and he timed it very well. Well, it's a nice way to get off the mark. It wasn't quite desperation, but it was getting along those lines. Rodney Marsh now faces Shivlal Yadav.
That's a fine shot off the back foot. They're pitching short, and Marsh, tremendous power.
Then Doshi struck a double blow for the Indians.
Oh, he's gone. A little left hand has got through him. Walters coming down to drive. Fine piece of work by Kiamani. Finally, Dilip Doshi strikes, and at a vital time for India, a good wicket.
Well, great concentration by Kiamani. Waiting all this time for that stumping. The ball looked as though it may have been going to hit the stumps, and Kiamani's gloves were there. Walters coming down, looking for the single. He really didn't go after it in the normal Walters fashion. A good piece of work by Kiamani, just removing the bails. The ball not missing the stumps by all that much. Tremendous concentration by the Indian keeper.
Wow, that's a good delivery. Must have just missed off stump. He's out. Judged LBW. Quicker delivery. Bruce Yardley looking back. Back pad. And umpire Johnson having a good look. And Yardley's out without scoring.
Will Marsh be able to restrain himself? Up it goes. Marsh hits high into the outfield. It's found the gap, and it's a good shot. Going down to the boundary for 4.
Well, I didn't think it'd take long. And Doshi really tempting Rodney Marsh. was a particularly good hit there from Rodney. Just a short arm job there. He didn't really go back with the full follow through.
And that's safe as well. Beating the two men on the drive. The man at deepish mid-off was fairly fine, but even so, had no chance of getting across there to that solid blow from Dennis Lillee.
400 coming up for Australia, as does the 100 for Dilip Doshi. 2 for 103 now, Doshi.
And he's gone. Caught and bowled. Good sharp catch that by Sundeep Patil. One moment I thought it was going past him, but grabbed it. Lillee goes for 19, the partnership. Produced 57 runs.
A desperation move by Gavaskar and bringing Sundeep Patil on, immediately paying dividends as Dennis Lillee sends back that caught and bowled. And the 8th Australian wicket down now for 413.
That seemed to get in the middle of the bat, but it's safely held away down at long on. So Marsh misses his half-century. A good catch that from Yuvraj Singh on as a substitute. And Dilip Doshi is absolutely delighted with him.
Doshi at last tempting Rodney Marsh to go for the big hit, and he hit it well and hit it straight. Good catch by Yuvraj Singh down at deep mid-on. He's fielding a substitute fieldsman for either Pensaka or Kapil Dev. Good outfield catch.
Patil bowling to Pascoe.
It's got to be close. Yes, he's out. Pascoe falls LBW and Patil. So Australia all out for 419. Very happy Sundeep Patil.
This must have been a line ball decision because Patil made that ball come back from about off stump, cutting away towards leg. Pascoe was not a long way forward, and at the best I would say that could have hit leg stump.
The innings closed with the score on 419, the crux of which was Border's century with support from Chappell, Walters and Marsh. For the visitors, Doshi took the figures, while Ghavri and Patil each grabbed 2. So Gavaskar and Chowan headed out to the middle to whittle away at the 182-run deficit, but the MCG wicket still had a few tricks up its sleeve.
Oh, what a delivery. That took off at 100 miles an hour.
And I would say that hit the wrong side of the crack as far as Sunil Gavaskar was concerned. It obviously had a flaw in the wicket. And look at it take off. It was very, very short indeed, but Marsh having to do a ballet-like movement to take that ball high above his head.
Well, that's a good delivery, nipping back, and Gavaskar wasn't sure where that had gone.
And that must have moved a lot, because not even Len Pascoe peeled or threw the arms up. And look at that ball go down leg side. It was going down the leg side and thumping into the thigh pad of Gavaskar, but pitched clearly outside off stump. Caught Rod Marsh off guard. He wasn't moving all that far.
And there's 4 to go down on the debit side. Not all that bad a delivery, but a very good stroke from Chetan Chauhan to bring up the 50 for India. And Gavaskar will take full toll of anything that's loose.
That's the sort of form that you expect from this great batsman.
That's a bad ball, and he gets it away. And Jim Higgs really not bowling with a lot of fire in this test match. The follow-through's not there. There's no Higgs enthusiasm. That bad ball was put away.
Yardley to Gavaskar.
Oh, and he's pulled it out, and this time he's got hold of it. A magnificent hit down through long on. A rush of blood, possibly, that he moves on to 49. Realising that India need runs if they're going to win this match, as well as occupying the crease.
Here's Pascoe now, coming into Gavaskar.
And there it is, and it's beautifully timed, backward of point. A generous round of applause by the Melbourne crowd for Gavaskar. Goes on to 52, and that's a touch of class when you're down and out to fight back on this wicket. And 182 in arrears. We saw Viswanathan in the first innings, and now captain Gavaskar hitting back for India.
Stumps day 3 and over 100 of the difference already wiped away, and Gavaskar finally finding form and a little luck to reach his 50. Day 4 was to prove one of the most memorable days in Test cricket. Controversy, records and the Aussies in real trouble, but not before Chetan Chauhan passed his 50.
That one played off the face of the bat, run away down to third man, and that'll be 4. And that's Chetan Chauhan's 50. Well, what a useful 50 that's been too. He's concentrated very hard and played very well for it.
For a run to Chetan Chauhan.
Okay, well, that's close. That time he's got him, playing back. The Indian captain, not happy, saying that he may have hit that. What's going on? He's saying, please, please, what a tour. Gavaskar suggesting that he got a thick edge onto that delivery. The man who's walked so often this series, very annoyed with that decision. Pleading with Dennis Lillee, asking that he hit that ball. Let's have a look at it on replay.
Well, it's a very upset Gavaskar. That ball keeping low. He was very determined about the fact, or very definite about the fact that he had hit it. And it's an annoyed man, and he's still not prepared to leave the ground.
And, well, what a sensation, Ian. Cutting in there, he's taking his opening bat off with him. Does that mean he's declared? Or conceded the match? Surely not. Have a rethink, Sunil. When he gets in the calm of the dressing room, I'm quite sure that his teammates will come back, but he's a very, very annoyed captain.
An embarrassing moment for Gavaskar, or an early sign of the belligerence that was to surface in the Indian team. Shortly after, Chauhan became part of cricket folklore when Dennis Lillee bowled to him with the score on 1 for 176.
And that's out. That's what India didn't need, a short pitch. Chetan Chauhan, and the record for Dennis Lillee, a magnificent cricketer. Congratulations all round, not only from his teammates, for our viewers throughout Australia, and certainly for the commentary team. Well played, Dennis Lillee, a magnificent career, not ended. Getting wickets when his team needed them most. India on top, and Dennis Lillee, 249 Test wickets. A magnificent performance.
Well, my congratulations as well, Dennis. It's been a great performance, and that's how the record was broken. A square cut from Chauhan, head high to Bruce Yardley. He grabs it gleefully, and the Australian players rush to congratulate Dennis Lillee, the great. Now the leading wicket taker for Australia, Dennis Lillee, 249 wickets, and there is the man that he has beaten, Richie Benaud. And Richie Benaud almost as delighted for Dennis Lillee as Dennis Lillee looks up and waves to Richie Benaud, and the wave is returned.
Lenny Pascoe bowls to Venkata.
It's well played. Played away beautifully through mid-wicket there. That ball slightly inclined to the leg side, and Venkata is very strong in that area, rolling his wrists on the ball, and the ball just running into the boundary. Well pitched up and well played by Venkata. Once again playing that shot he plays so well, whipping the ball square of the wicket on the leg side. And Dennis Lillee cutting it off with his boot, Border backing up, and the batsman turning for 4. So 4 runs there, all run.
Higgs to Vishwanath. Good shot. And that ball hasn't done Jimmy Higgs much good. Change is appreciated by Vishwanath. Allan Border coming on now to bowl to Vishwanath. Beautifully placed again. He's very severe on those loose deliveries, on or outside off stump. Lillee now to Vishwanath. Oh, well bowled. That's a fine piece of bowling. The in cutter, inside edge, and back onto the stumps. And that's the break Australia needed with that second new ball. They have to rely on Lillee and Pascoe. And all 3 wickets today to Dennis Lillee.
Well, that was always going to happen as long as Vishwanath kept going onto the back foot. That ball staying down, cutting back into him, and he helps it onto the leg stump with the inside edge of his bat. 250 for Dennis Lillee.
Oh, well bowled again. Lenny Pascoe doesn't have all that much luck. But he's picked up Ben Sarkar there. That was a very swift delivery. 2 breaks with his second new ball. Then Sarkar goes.
And Pascoe operating around off stump again, and that's where the Indian weakness has been all season. The outside edge, straightforward catch for Rodney Marsh.
Pascoe to Yashpal Sharma.
Oh, that was on, always on, kept low. He doesn't want to go, but that's the way it goes. The ball keeping low. The Melbourne wicket claiming a wicket then. The little man trying hard, beaten by pace and the bounce. He's not a really happy, that's not really a smile. That's disgusting, this Melbourne track.
The ball running practically along the ground, going underneath the bat of Yashpal Sharma, and out goes that middle stump. Lenny Pascoe looked up at Yashpal Sharma and said, I can't help it.
And he's gone again. He's taking up the challenge to Dennis Lillee. 250 wickets or not. Bang! Back with a square. Well played, Sandeep Patil. Beautiful to see. He's been out hooking. Dennis Lillee dug it in and he put it away. And he's hit that in the air and he's taken up the challenge. My word, this is great stuff from Patil. Not to be intimidated by the second new ball. It wasn't a couple of quick wickets and he's come out and plays as only he can with shots all around the wicket.
Patil really taking that challenge right up to the Australians.
Oh, and he's put it away. Really making a big effort. Oh, and it's 4 more. Patil swinging him down a deep fine leg. Dennis Lillee desperate in an endeavour to cut that ball off. 10 runs off the over. I can't help myself, Patil says.
Lillee to Sandeep Patil.
And there it goes. Glorious shot of the match. Glorious shot, Sandeep Patil. The great test bowler put away square of the wicket. Patil on to 29, and what an innings. What a short gem it's been so far.
Oh, and a great catch by Greg Chappell. What a magnificent catch by him. The ball finding the outside edge of the bat. Chappell responding by jerking his left hand out to his left, and the ball going straight into the middle of it.
Great catch by Greg Chappell. To his left, it was down low. And great reflex. It could have been hidden by Rodney Marsh. Yardley bowling wide. And the angle going across Patil, a faint edge. And Greg Chappell just seeing it at the last second. And one hand out it goes, and in it stays. And a wicket at last for Bruce Yardley.
Yardley bowling, he's bowled him. Well, he's hit right across the line, bowled him. First ball, and that means that Yardley is on a hat-trick.
The pressure put on by Greg Chappell by bringing 3 fieldsmen in close catching positions. And Kapil Dev playing an irresponsible shot.
So at lunch, the Indians had slumped to 7 for 296, and Bruce Yardley would have had butterflies waiting for the next ball.
Running that one on the offside, so no hat-trick in this test match.
Although unsuccessful, the Indian tale was quickly wrapped up.
Oh, there's a great mix-up here, and oh, what a terrible run out. My goodness, both the batsmen stranded down one end, and the ball being lobbed down the ground, and the man out is the little Indian wicketkeeper, Syed Kirmani. Oh, what a nasty run out that was.
Just appeared, Tony, that the batsman out in the middle saw that notice go up at Ewan Borg, and that confusion reigned, and a simple run out for the Australians.
Oh, well, that ran along the ground, the same as Yashpal Sharma's. 143 to win Australia now. But what a way to be dismissed. Shivlal Yadav, they tell us, is definitely not batting. No one's leaving the field at the moment, but we've been informed that Shivlal Yadav will not be batting. A little wave from Dilip Doshi there. But what a way to get out. They say that it's all in the mind.
Well, that really is a mully grubber if ever you've seen one. Right on the base of off stump.
The Indian innings closed at 324, giving them an overall lead of 142. Chowan and Gavaskar at the top of the order, setting the foundation with Vishwanath, Venkata and Patil also helping to give the Australians a target to chase. Lillee, Pascoe and Yardley shared the spoils with the ball, with Jimmy Higgs wicketless on a pitch probably not suited to him. So John Dyson and Graham Wood made their way to the wicket to begin the chase of just 143 with more than a day to play. A mere formality, one would think, but an irate Indian attack on a wicket of varying bounce and pace, it was going to be anything but a formality.
Off the thigh pad, it isn't out. Dear, oh dear. Well, it would have been tough on umpires this summer, but if John Dyson hit that, I'll go he.
So says John Dyson. We will be better able to judge after we've seen the replay. That ball turning Dyson round, it obviously came off the thigh pad. The question is, did it flick the glove before it went off the thigh pad? Dyson himself was not of the opinion that it did. Nonetheless, his opinion doesn't seem to matter. He's on the way to the pavilion. He is out.
Oh, there's a big shot. He's bowling round his legs. What a sensation at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. Chapel put it too far across, bowled without scoring, and what a match now. The great fun getter of the season, clean bowled by Carson Garvery. Look at the Indians. They're alive. What a match.
And we've got a cricket match on our hands now. This was a nasty delivery to receive. Ball very short indeed, keeping low, cutting back from outside the leg stump and tilting, canting that leg stump back. And an elated Carson Garvery claims the second wicket. And how rarely you see that little figure following Greg Chappell to the pavilion.
He's got him. What a beautiful piece of work. A magnificent stumping. Beautifully bowled in Kiamani. That's magnificent. Nothing short of absolutely magnificent work behind the stumps.
Very intelligent indeed. Wood advancing down the wicket. And Doshi saw him coming. There goes Wood down the wicket. Doshi bowled it wide of the leg stump. And Kiamani had the bails off in a flash. Wood stumbling forward. And even Doshi is getting belligerent now.
When stumps were drawn, the Australians had limped to 3 for 24, with much resting on the shoulders of Kim Hughes and night watchman Bruce Yardley. Carson Garvery setting the rot with 2 wickets in 2 balls. So could the home team knock off the remaining 119 on the last day? It was going to be a big ask.
That ball cut away. It's a good shot by Hughes. A very good shot for so early on in the day. That ball bouncing a little bit, and it could so easily have found the outside edge of the bat. It didn't, but it was a marvellous shot, and it's 4 runs. Oh, there's Bowling! What a great delivery by Dilip Doshi. That was fantastic bowling. My goodness, a quicker ball there, keeping low. Hughes making the mistake of trying to cut off the back foot, and he was bowled hook, line and sinker. Well set up by Dilip Doshi. We saw Kim Hughes keep one out in the previous over. He didn't learn from that. That ball going on. The arm ball, the one that he rolls across, it didn't spin away from the bat but came in, and a great breakthrough for the Indians. And that's turned, it must be very close indeed. My goodness, there's a huge appeal. The Indians are gathering around all over the place. Well, let's have a look at that. Gavaskar there getting his fielders back into position. They really are upset, the Indians. Doshi pleading with Rex Whitehead. It's pitched, comes back, hits Allan Border, and that looked plumb. The Indians all going up, are pleading with Rex Whitehead for that appeal.
That's very well done. There's a cool head, Allan Border, and he'll need it all the way through today's innings. Oh, Kapil Dev nearly landed that on that spot again. Oh! Well, having just said that, Bruce Yardley gets 2 on the trot. That one keeping even lower than the first.
I think the look on Bruce Yardley's face there, showing the disgust that he felt for the MCG wicket as that one really crept along the ground. Almost would have needed a shovel to play that one.
Border faces Kapil Dev.
Chance, yes, he's got him. A fine deflection. Border standing, but there was a deflection there, and well caught by Kimani. The Indians pointing to the dressing room. Yashpal Sharma said, off you go. And it's 6 for 55.
Well, still the controversy reoccurs. That ball well wide of the leg stump. Border going for that deflection, the leg glance. There must have been a noise. Very little deflection by Johnson, in no doubt whatsoever, and Border is on his way back to the pavilion. The 6th Australian wicket has fallen for 55 runs.
Bowled him round his legs. Yes, the ball keeping low. Marsh too far across. Not the best shot I've ever seen from Rodney Marsh, but persistence for Kapil Dev. Australia 7 for 61.
And notice this delivery. It's much the same sort of dismissal that occurred to Greg Chappell, because Chappell too did the same sort of thing. He was back, however, but the ball came behind Chappell's legs as it did behind Marsh's legs and took his leg stump. Marsh is on his way back to the pavilion for 3, the total 7 for 61.
Walters gets that one, gets hold of it. Two runs, and that's what's needed. Walters beautifully onto the back foot. Chance the eye on this wicket.
And Walters has to take the initiative. He knows that, and that's a particularly good shot. Hit crisply off the middle of the bat with a degree of power that sent it scudding away to the boundary.
Oh, and there's a thin edge. Could it be 4? He kicks it back, and he's hurt. 4 runs. Dear, oh dear. Bowled him, trying to drive down the ground, and Kapil Dev gets 4. A fine performance. Clean bowled Dennis Lillee.
Well, perhaps this was not the right thing to do. Lillee threw his head back in anguish. One wonders how a batsman of Lillee's calibre was going to score runs. He went for the big hit, the ball coming back from outside the off stump between bat and pad to take the off stump. And so Australia have slumped further into the doldrums.
And again, a rather optimistic appeal for LBW. And there's a strike at the stumps there. Pascoe looking towards the umpire, and he's been run out. My goodness. Then Sarker there latching onto an opportunity and running him out.
Well, that was a very quick piece of work there by Ben Sarker, fielding in the close-in position. I think he took everybody by surprise there, including Len Pascoe. It was a big appeal for LBW. The ball is going down leg side. Pascoe's more worried about whether he's given out or not. Ben Sarker is the only one concentrating on the ball, hits the stumps, and Lenny Pascoe is out, run out. And what a good piece of thinking. Quick thinking there by Ben Sarker.
It's close. He's out, and victory for India. Look at those Indians. Well bowled, Kapil Dev. A tremendous performance. A well-earned victory. They were sent into bat on this wicket. They've fought back and they've won by 59 runs. And congratulations to Gavaskar. Yesterday,